term. I think realistically I have like 2 hours max to play a day, which I think is actually a lot. Like
Mm,
if I make good use of my time,
yeah, I
like
agree.
1 hour for solo practice
Yeah.
and or studying, and then like another hour of like ingraining versus humans is like 14 hours a week of productive work, which is pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think 2 hours
Yeah,
is more than enough.
yeah, I think so too. Um, I think just sort of since it's recording we're on a lesson, I think it's worth noting that my controller is like whatever, I guess. Like I have a fob, but I don't love it. I
Hmm.
think it's just like something about I don't know. It's probably like all head in my head, but just like it just doesn't control as well, and I have to like I don't know if I have to calibrate it further, but at the same time, it's like I don't know which knobs to turn, and there's no standard, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody. The whole point is that it's variable or whatever, so you can't. So there is no standard, and even when I put it on like as close to OEM as possible, like I don't know how much of it is like I need to break it in because it's still just a stick box plus OEM
Yeah.
versus like is there some magical thing that I need to do? So somebody's working on OEM with a snapback thing for me right now, but other than that, I don't really. Uh, I don't know. That's not super relevant overall, but worth mentioning. Other things worth mentioning? No, I don't know. I went to the tournament. It was fun. It's a little weird because I don't have many social connections to the people there. It's just like I'm mostly going for myself, and it's like, and it's actually, if I think about it a little too hard in terms of like whether or not I want to relate to the people there,
Hmm.
it gets a little dicey. So it's just a little, it's easier for me to not have to. It sounds so sociopathic to say it like that, but like I think you know what I mean. It's like these people are just like have much less experience than me, and like there's only like 5 players in the venue who are like playing the same game effectively.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's okay. I think I can't tech chase anymore. I don't really. I think part of it is just like it's just something that needs maintaining over a long period of time, and I think controller does matter in this case too. Like if I'm not used to it, it's just like everything rests on a large amount of confidence, and any disturbance to that confidence is like drastic and terminal.
Hmm.
So I think probably like the thing I mess up the most is um, dashing to a certain point or like run crouching to a certain point off of hits, and I can't dash back out of crouch easily from
Yeah.
that position. I don't know, and I think it's just like I have to get used to the controller, but that's something I messed up a lot on fob where I didn't really mess up on GameCube controller before
Hmm.
OEM before. Um, yeah, I think like the laundry list of things that I already talked to you about is I haven't really changed my feelings on it. It's like it's fun to win for its own sake. I haven't really felt that in a really long time, so it was fun to do that. I don't really know how to deal with. I'm not very good at proactively dealing with stalemates, especially in tournaments.
Hmm.
Um, but it's at the same time like you have to know it's like a skill that you have to do because people are just going to waste your time.
Yeah.
Other things that I need to get better at. Oh, I think this is something I noticed before I took a break earlier and it came back recently. Is that I think out of scrambles, it's really I have a habit of sort of being extremely proactive out of it, and I
Hmm.
think it makes sense because Sheik is really good at scrambling, but it's also like on a strategic basis, probably not always like if I'm just swinging 100% of the time, there is probably some more reasonable balance to that.
Yeah.
I think I think of other things that really ended up. I'm undecided on whether or not I need an audio setup, but at the very least, I need to practice being more focused when I'm playing. I think I've talked about this before, but if shitters are in the background, just like I think my number one weakness is like if I hear nonsense in the background that has very little factual relevance to the game, I get turbo distracted.
Hmm.
Like somebody could be. I think the worst case is when people just say like like outright wrong things. It's just hard for me to focus.
Hmm.
So I think I just have to master that skill. Yeah, like somebody was talking about like my body language while I was playing extremely loudly next to me, and I was like, I think like he didn't. I think he's like had less than 3 years in the scene, so I get it. But at the same time, it's like on some level you have to understand that like I'm sitting right next to you, and like
I
if
can
I
hear
lean
every
forward,
word.
yeah, like if I lean forward while I'm tech chasing, like this is nothing to do with like the outcome of the set. This is everything to do with just like I'm playing and I'm trying to do my thing.
Yeah,
So
no, that is absurd.
yeah, but overall I think it was a good time. I think I still, I mean, I like winning for the sake of winning, but I also have no illusions about like the quality of the strategy. Like I think
Hmm.
it's probably fine. Like it's fine for me to want to win so long as I'm also recognizing that like there's improvements in the way that I can do it. I
Yeah.
don't think there's any like thing wrong with that. I think it would be a little weird if I think it would probably be a little more concerning, for example, if I was uh keen on winning and stubborn about the way I won because just because the other guy couldn't beat me or whatever. Like that would be a little silly.
Yeah.
So I've just been playing too long for me to think like that. So but yeah, I think that's also like housekeeping items. I think Marth stuff is just like I think I really don't have a strong idea of like I think the very very basics are like you needle to make him jump or shield, and then you sort of play, you play off the fact that he always has to worry about that from a farther range. You like F tilt his jump or like crouch his jump, and then otherwise uh make it really hard for him to grab you
Hmm.
because that's like the only move that really does anything other than forward air.
Yeah.
But that's like extremely basic. So then so once the Marth gets past the level of like not getting owned by needles only and not getting owned by F tilt only, like, and I have to play some reasonable mix of everything, it gets annoying because like I don't know. For example, like F tilting his jump is all fine and dandy, but it's like actually kind of hard to get in the position to do that consistently. For example, like, or at least it feels that way to me.
Yeah.
Or for example, like if I um, come forward as he's whiffing an aerial, like, but I don't get to crouch his aerial. I don't really know how to play from there. For example, I mean, I have like I have some small ideas of that position, but it's just like, yeah, sorry, we just adopted a dog, so
Oh,
we're
you're good.
yeah,
You're good.
but yeah, so I think like the ground game stuff. I think like the thing that really helped me with Fox was that like you just found like the one really like key mix up to like the F tilt spacing thing, like, and then that's been enough to work with for like a really long time. I think
Hmm.
I haven't really had, because I think all the other stuff kind of flows naturally from that concept too. Like if the Fox, like if the Fox has to play around F tilt, then I have tons of other things I can do, like jumping, like coming forward and wave dashing back, going to platforms, whatever. Like I have tons of different things I can play, but I don't have any sense of like what is the core idea versus Marth, and so I think it'd be really helpful if we could just find. I don't even know if the matchup is amenable to that kind of framework either. Like there's probably a lot of different things I have to worry about versus Marth, but it might just be good to start in a very basic way.
Hmm.
So
Okay, yeah, we could definitely do that. I think at least my current idea of Marth, I don't think has that same kind of thing
yeah,
as Fox, because it only exists against Fox because there is like a strict advantage you have in
yes,
terms of range, right? And so it's like
yes, that's
just
true.
because you have a range advantage, there will be a point where that is on the table and it'll like
Yeah, yeah,
now be meaningful. But against Marth, it's like he has range, he has speed. The main parts that make Marth worse against Sheik end up being like defense related. And so it's like I can't really tell you, yeah, just wait for the defense position. It's like, okay, how do I even get there,
yeah.
And that's yeah, there's not really a main thing, but
That's fine.
I do think one of the going back to like, oh, you kind of like got close, but like the exact thing where you just kind of get to hit Marth or at least play a mix up didn't happen, but you're still close anyways. I think one of Sheik's big advantages against Marth is the fact that like she could move around and not like necessarily give up the potential to do something meaningful. And so what I mean by that is like if say for example you cross up with Marth, you're not giving up anything in terms of like aerial potential. You could still bear. You have great bears.
Yeah,
You still have good ground options like up tilt, Crouch is
Mhm.
still always going to be on the table. Forward tilt is easy to do the turnaround or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
like Marth, he's behind you. He can't do anything without like doing a specific type of dash dance to set up or shielding and giving up any sort of like movement potential or like
Yeah.
that's there's nothing he can do without setup, which is where it's like,
Yes.
oh, if you can do something without setup, that means that if you play it properly, you can transition into just the pressure point and then Marth defense stuff, right?
Yes, that makes sense to me. I think, okay, I think, you putting it that way also makes it a little easier for me to describe my issue. I think like, I think I don't know when Marth is setting up. I just
Mm-hmm.
have no idea. I just sort of like, it's all sort of like blobs in my head. It's like I watch him and then like, I'm like, oh, he's like kind of close, but not really, or like like I have some idea of the ranges in my head, but I don't really know. I don't really have anything specific beyond that, which obviously hinders me a lot versus
Yeah.
this character.
Mm-hmm. I think any position where if Marth wants to do something, or I guess it's any position where Marth is a little bit too close to you to do something safely, that's probably going to be a position where he has to like set up. And so it's like dash
Sure.
back is going to be the thing that like typically starts the setup process where he dashes back and then
Yeah.
pivots to end up at a specific spacing or dashes forward jump drift backs or whatever. But it's
Yeah.
always going to be the thing where if Marth does an option and is a bit too close for comfort or not at the right spacing, then he has to like start the setup process.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. I think I think maybe if we're gonna maybe talk about more like concrete options, I think like I don't have a very credible sense of how um like how's aerials work. I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe you'll find this funny too. I think that I think a good way to put this is that like I I started watching and playing the game like a really long time ago, and when I was coming up, like PPMD was just like my big idol,
Yeah.
I guess. Like and like he's like the like or for a while, and I don't I think when I was really young, I was like fixated on what he emphasized in his post, which was, oh, I'm just gonna get really good at down tilting and grabbing.
Mm-hmm.
But like so it's like in my mind, it's like, okay, that's it. Like Marth is just gonna down tilt and grab, and everything is gonna be based around that. But then like you like play melee, and then like the better the Marths get, the more you realize that like, oh, actually like Marth's forwarder is the devil.
Yeah.
Like
Marth in the
it,
air is unbelievable.
yeah, so it's like I actually so it's like, oh, fast forward to now, it's like all of my, and it's like when I go back and look at, I have these like old like handwritten notebooks of my notes versus Marth, and it's like all of the stuff that I write down is about like, oh, like is he able to down tilt, or like is he able to grab, and I'm like, and then
Mm-hmm.
like I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, oh shit, like I actually don't have any sort of even an intuitive sense of like what is he like, how is he using his aerials if he's not trying to directly hit me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so so yeah, I think this is all to say that like I think all this kind of tracks actually. It's like I don't have a good idea of how his aerials work. So I have no idea what his setups look like because I don't have any idea of how, what he's doing with the aerials.
Mm-hmm.
And I also don't have any idea of how to deal with what comes after the aerials, which relates to setups a little bit too. And and uh And right, so then like if they're not only down tilting and grabbing, and they're instead doing a lot more aerials, and they're not just like throwing nair at me like a psycho, that clearly puts me in a worse position. And like, sorry, I'm getting distracted because there's just a phone ringing in my background.
Yeah.
But
Don't worry about it. I'm listening.
but yeah, I think now might be a good time to start watching actually, because I
Yeah,
think
we
we've
could
reached
start.
the limit of conceptual description. So,
I agree. I think just
so
as a singular thought,
yeah,
um,
go ahead.
right before talking about Marth Jump, is it's like fundamentally all Marth Jump does in this matchup is to either prevent you from coming, forward in any way. It's
Hmm.
just I will stop a dash. I will, try and at least protect the space in front of me, or it's to hit you up the air. And that's fundamentally its only two like purposes. It does more, obviously, but
Right.
like when you lay it down, that is how he's going to be using it 90% of the time.
Yep.
And then once we go into watching, I think it'll be like, what are the spots where Marth wants to prevent you from, doing something proactive in a way that like lets him react, which is also a big part, is that he can react when doing
Yeah.
it. And then looking at those spots, I think it'll highlight like, oh, Marth likes to jump when blah 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 blah, and it'll like, hopefully we could work towards giving you a more concrete sense of when Marth will want to press the jump button and how to interact well with aerials, whether it be just avoiding it altogether, pressuring Marth afterward, or directly stopping him before the aerial comes out.
Yes.
And we could all weigh that option stuff.
Okay.
Let me turn on this.
I have no sense of how this game went, but that's fine.
Let's see.
Oh, I feel really bad immediately looking. I like jumped directly into his range.
Yeah, there's not really any reason for you to jump here. I think one thing that is a bit unintuitive for Sheik in this matchup is it's like Sheik's whole thing is always like, I'm gonna be jumping and I'm gonna have the big aerial and I'm gonna be able to stop whoever from doing whatever. But it's like against Marth, jumping is good and has its purpose, but you don't want to use it as like your main tool, just because it is so often that you end up in the air-to-air position and it just ends up being RNG where whoever swings first gets their good hit. And it's like, that's not really valuable for you, especially when, if you stay on the ground, you just have so many tools to interact well with him jumping. Whether it be you just still charging needle here, he jumps, and then you get to throw them as a whiff punish, or you running up and crouching, and then he's jumping, and he's forced to either decide to do to like just go for the fair and hope that maybe you're trying to do something preemptive to hit him out the air, or do like a late dare to read you still holding crouch there, or empty land, whatever freakiness, to like hopefully have something happen. But he's pressured in the sense that he's locked in and can't like just decide to do nothing,
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think, in this situation, I'm actually worried. I think I did the jump because I was like, okay, well, if he down tilts, I'll hit him, and if he just dash dances, then nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, but again, like just from talking about it, it's like, okay, he doesn't have to keep dash dancing, and he doesn't have to down tilt, and he doesn't have to grab.
Yeah.
Like he can actually just jump at me in this position. So
yeah,
okay.
I also think down tilt doesn't do anything.
It's but like my tech skill is so bad against down tilt, dude. Like I don't really know. Like I guess like I say that, and then I've also failed to like properly punish down. Well, are you okay? Sorry. When you say it does nothing, do you mean like independent of whether or not I'm true punishing it? You're saying like he down tilts and he does the damage and he doesn't actually like combo, right?
Yeah, it doesn't meaningfully progress the game state other than maybe making you play some part of a mix-up that isn't actually even that risky. It's like sometimes you'll get down tilted and they'll hard read you, and it's like, wow, whatever. But a lot of the time he'll down tilt you, and it's just like there's nothing he could do without like being down to throw his life away. And it'll be more clear.
Why does it feel like, dude? Have you ever been down tilt grabbed by Marth and it feels like a fucking combo?
Yeah, and it's like I'm like, wow, that's insane. I can't believe that happened. But it's really just like if you just hold down on the fucking yellow stick while shielding, it'll just never work. Like he unless you do some super freaky accidental DI up or SDI up on the down tilt, and it takes you a million frames to land on the ground, then it's like it never actually like you could always just technically spot dodge, down tilt grab, and getting hit by down tilt doesn't matter. Him doing down tilt jump doesn't matter, because even if you do spot dodge or something, he's not gonna like hit you out of it meaningfully, because you're just gonna be holding down anyways, and then you get to play CC mix up or escape if you want. It just doesn't actually like it feels bad to get hit by, but when you put it in perspective, he hits you and then he gets to go back to playing neutral and sometimes hard read you out.
Okay. I'm out.
Yeah.
I wasted a lot of time on top, but I'm out.
I think it's fine. I don't think the reason you stayed on top for a little bit longer, because there is potential to where like if you see him like do a bad jump or something here, you can always just shield drop and then like snipe him out the earth or bear, and then he's getting pressured really hard. And so I think it's fine to check. And then the needle's fine. Charging needle's good. Um, the jump here worked, but I didn't
Yeah, I didn't
necessarily
like
agree
it.
with it. I feel like I'd be much more down to do this. You charge, which is fine. You realize you drop down, and then I am okay with dashing back because this fair is scary. And you don't want to
Yeah.
get pressured. But you should like if you are gonna dash back, dashing forward isn't really the thing to do. You should just like dash back crouch or like dash back jump
Okay.
to platform.
I see. Can he not threaten me from here? Like, if I go to the platform from here, is he not? Am I not like in a scary spot?
He can technically read you going to the platform if he like full sends, dash forward, short hop, then spaces a
I see.
tipper fair for right here. But that's
Okay.
also where dash back crouch comes in. And if he does something like that, he's getting blown up, you know?
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like it's pretty risky for him to actually do anything. And so I like just being able to just take it and then dash back crouch, dash back jump to platform, and then just reset and try and play it out.
Yeah, I think in this position it was again like I'm noticing, watching with you now is that like I just keep thinking he's like going to find some way to move. There's no way he could do this. No, looking at this initial position now, but like I keep thinking like he's gonna get close. He's gonna like dash dance somehow,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't. Well, he can't dash dance in a productive way from this position anyway,
Yeah.
and yeah, like even when he gets close, it's like he's not. I don't know. Like maybe he could dash dance from here. I guess I don't really like.
He can technically dash dance, but it's not like there. You also on the table. If instead of dashing back, you dash forward, boost grabs 100% on the table. You know.
Oh, okay. Yes, that makes sense to
Yeah.
me.
And so that's why him dashing back is scary, and why it's like because it's like that's how it ends up this being or this how this ends up being an overextension is the fact that like he is now engaged in a mix-up where one half of it he gets hit by the worst possible thing to get hit by,
I
and in the
see.
other half he doesn't ever get any real value from this position without being down to throw his life away.
Right, because he can either dash back, and then if he dashes back, he'll get boost grab. Like in I read it, he gets boost grabbed, or he comes forward, and then he's running into me, and then something crazy could happen for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. It's like he doesn't there's no out. And I think this happens actually a lot and why the matchup ends up being, good for Sheik or people think it's good for Sheik is that there's a lot of spots where Marth does not have any out whatsoever. He is forced to play and it
Makes
honestly ends
sense.
up being kind of undesirable.
Okay. Okay. Well, well, this is okay.
Yeah, that's all fine.
Oh,
Facing
dude, getting grabbed here feels so bad.
yeah. I actually don't like the jump here, I will say. I feel like
Mm,
you do
what was I
this,
thinking?
you do this bear, and then you dash forward, and you could like have seen that he down tilted, and so it's like I'm not really gonna think about jumping in front of the down tilt because if he does double down tilt, I'm getting caught out the air, and I don't really like that. And if he like dashes
Oh wait, he can
back,
get me out the air if he double down tilts.
it's just that it's slow
Okay.
because you have to
Oh
spam
yes,
the frames
yes,
and
yes.
jump squat, and then if he's
Yeah,
just down tilting as fast as possible, you probably are gonna get caught in between the two,
I see.
and then
Okay.
it'll just catch you like right around here as you're leaving the ground, or maybe even on the ground.
Mhm.
Which is why I like run up crouch because it's frame one. And if he does down tilt again, at least you get a pressure if you don't just true punish it. But you probably should be ready to true punish it.
Well, he's gonna be spaced also in this position, so true punishing the down tilt might be difficult. But I
I
understand what
think
you
it's
mean.
off CC. It's possible.
It's definitely yes, it's definitely possible off CC. I agree.
Yeah, it's hard, but if you're ready, you see the down tilt and you just dash grab and call it a day.
Yes.
And I also like stopping here with crouch specifically because if Marth does a pivot jump, it's fine. You're not super threatened, and if he does pivot grab, you're spaced far enough away to where it stops. He can't.
Mm-hmm.
You stop right here. His pivot grab will go back here, and then it'll grab this area instead of grabbing here.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like if you are going to dash up, which I think the dash up was good, jumping here doesn't actually do that much because it loses. It's awkward. It doesn't necessarily lose to down tilt, but it's awkward if he down tilts. If he dashes back, I'm not happy about it because now I'm in the air as he's dash dancing, probably going to try and whiff punish by landing with grab. And if he
Right.
jumps, if he spaced this jump well, there's some amount of times where I get swatted out the air either with a fair or a nair, and I'm like, wow, this is the worst position possible.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Like maybe now when
Yeah,
where he's doing there. Yeah.
definitely could have been
I
the
got
case
really
here.
lucky.
It worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good cross up. Happens.
Yeah. I don't know this like this style of grab happens to me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like. I mean, he was just down to, I guess, rip it and run up, grab me. But like, what was that? I don't like.
You try and like set up pressure, but I think you're probably just thinking about it in the wrong way. Where it's like you crossing up does not mean that you're out. You're still engaged, you know. And so it's like,
Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So can we? Yeah, we should talk about that a little bit.
you're still completely engaged when you cross up here because guess what Marth can do? Dash
Oh,
back, right?
yeah.
And now look at this position. This position, when you look at it as a freeze frame, looks like, oh, I'm about to play a mix up, you know, without any of the context that, you know, you just crossed up with him, right?
Wait. What is the mix-up involved here? I guess like it actually
Um,
doesn't feel like I'm involved in a mix-up here. So, oh, maybe he dash attacks, for
I
example.
mean,
I
he
don't
could
know.
dash attack, he could set up pressure here with a jump. The main thing is that he could either choose to chase you, which would make you want to do something to prevent him from reaching this spot, whether it be jump, CC, shield, I don't know, or hitting him in this spot, or he's going to like look like he's going to dash forward, which makes you have to worry about something happening, and then he's going to
In the
pressure you
next
defending
position,
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I see.
it's like I
Yeah,
think
and then that is actually how it resolved. Is that like he ended up doing something in the next position, even though he dashed forward and wasn't immediately like wasn't threatening me from the point he dashed forward or whatever.
yeah, it's more that
Like
it's
right,
just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you treat it as if it were like straight neutral, and so you're like, okay, I get to spend time setting up to be facing forward to do whatever, because
Yes,
you'd think he'd stay right here, but that's like not necessarily on the table if you were to like think that he would stay there. Like if you thought that he would stay here, you would dash, crouch here, and then either boost grab into the corner or dash, wave dash, F tilt, or you know
sure,
dash back out and crouch, jump here to pressure, right? You'd stop here and then go into the corner rather than spending the extra
sure.
time going all the way back, then coming back and then doing something, you know?
I see. So like if I jump here, for example, as a way to stop myself, it is. Oh well, he could hit. He could. I mean,
It's fine.
I could aren't.
I
I
think it's
could
fine.
be okay. Well, he's dashing into the corner, so it makes it harder for him to do stuff to me. But yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay, I
think
see.
jump here is a lot more reasonable, but it depends on how you jump. Because you could do short hop backflip here and then try and do bear, and it's
Yeah,
fine because bear is hard to deal with, but it is a bit less like it's less direct, and so it's like you're probably going to be pretty safe, but it probably isn't going to hit either, and you just get to like reset and play from center stage, or whatever, which is fine. Or there's another way to jump, which is doing the crouch dash back jump, and then you're directly pressuring this spot and really trying to like read him for being here, you know.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, crossing up. The main idea is that when you cross up with Marth, you're actively engaged in a mix-up, and you have to like pick a decision at this point rather than picking a decision at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And then I got tech chased, and then
Oh, you
well,
should have turned
I
around
should just
grabbed.
grabbed him.
Yeah, you had
Yeah,
that
I was
super
like,
easy
wait,
turn around grab.
that's something too that I need to practice is like having ledge dash confidence, like deciding as I'm inputting ledge dash.
Mm-hmm. And needle. Oh.
Oh, I don't know why I jumped. Why did I jump?
Hmm. I kind of feel like.
I was trying to wall him out with back air, but maybe I don't need to from this
Yeah,
position.
I kind of feel like I feel like you hit this needle and neutral frame advantage from this spacing. I'm thinking about maybe I'll walk up F tilt, maybe I'll jump back and then needle the center stage or whatever, or maybe I'll wave dash back and then let him whiff right here or something, you know.
Okay.
And you could jump. You could also like backflip here, and it'll accomplish the same thing as moving back and letting him whiff right here, right?
Sure.
But I don't. I wouldn't do this one specifically because it's like you don't have the angle for bear.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No. I think full hopping against Marth is good, but it's just this. If I were to full hop, I'd be full
I
hopping
think I
right
intended
here.
on short hopping here.
That would make sense, and I think it might be slightly better if you're reacting well. So that makes sense.
Yeah, but I do well. To be clear, I do not think I was reacting in that position anyway. So like, I just sort of like I just sort of did the short hop. Like whenever I'm jumping against Marth from farther ranges, I'm just like, okay, I hope you run into this, and if you don't, this is fine. We're playing more neutral,
Mm-hmm.
which is I don't like thinking like this is sort of what I wanted to get at is that like there has to be some more productive way to frame this situation than just I hope you run into my move, and if you don't, then whatever.
The main way to do that is, um, just by needling again.
Mm.
whether it's grounded needle again, or jump needle, or wave
Sure.
dash forward action. Those are like the main things. Something
Okay.
that will interact with this space. So maybe it's
Okay.
run forward, stop here, boost grab. Maybe it's needle and it flies across the screen. Maybe it's needle from this angle, or maybe it's just wave dash toward F tilt into this spot. But
Yeah.
those are the main ways to be proactive rather than just like, I guess I'll just throw something out and deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
can I run up F tilt there? Probably not, right?
you can down
I was
tilt.
just thinking. Oh. Yeah. It looked like I could get a combo there,
Yeah,
but
you could definitely down tilt. F tilt is you have to be a bit closer. It was close though. Oh, you punish?
that was a bad. It felt like I had bad tech skill on the fair actually.
You did do the fair in an awkward way because you full hopped. But I
Yeah,
also
I meant to
think
short hop, but it's okay.
you can technically dash attack on DIY at this percent, which might be something to think
Really?
about.
That would it feels like he's so high. Oh yeah, never mind. He falls.
He is high. I've randomly tested this a while back, but it is on the table to dash attack.
I
At
can
this
regrab
percent
this
on
DIY
DIY.
too, but then he gets closer to the platform.
Yeah,
So
I don't know how I feel about regrab because of the
regrabbing.
platform.
Yeah.
But yeah, dash attack and F tilt are both on the table. It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fair is also fine. It's not like it's bad.
Ugh.
Yeah.
How do you? I don't know how to let trap Marth. I guess maybe. I just sort of like fared 50,000 times and hope it works out, but I don't. Again, I need something a little more concrete.
You could always just go back here and needle, or you could go all the way up here and spam moves.
Okay.
That's like about it. You could technically also do spacing stuff in this area with jumps, but it's probably going to be more with bear or like drift back AC fair.
Okay.
And I mean, this is just a read, and so it's like,
Yeah.
if you get red, you get red.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe it means you should be in that spot a bit less often. Oh, you had him. He was terrifying.
Okay, right. I don't have the I don't have the recognition that I do have. Like here, I'm like, okay, well, I dash forward. I wave dash forward. And then, I mean, at the start of my wave dash, I saw that he was dashing away, but I was just like, okay, this still feels like I'm really far away from him. So what am I thinking about here?
Boost grab. The way it's like, if you're playing against the Fox, you might not have him because he could always jump. But Marth isn't gonna jump. He's always just gonna run on the ground, you know? It's like he's gonna shield here, he's gonna dash, and that's about it, you know? So maybe he'll dash and then
Why
dash
won't
back.
he jump?
He
Oh,
doesn't.
because
He
he
has to
doesn't
set
have
up.
an air.
He has to set up.
Yeah, okay. I
Right.
see.
This is a setup position where it's like he is not in a safe spot from here to be able to like do an action, aka facing forward in space. And so he's like, I need to dash back to set this up potentially. And so maybe he'd do dash back pivot, pivot jump, which is fine because he would just run up and hit it. Or maybe he'd do dash back and then dash forward action or whatever. And it's like, if you get him to dash back as they're moving forward when he's in the corner like this is a got him. Because he's trying to set up and he does not have the time or space to set up properly, you know?
Got it.
And, you know, the reaction, the thing that lets you see that is this. And so now you just dash forward, boost grab immediately, and you cover this whole box.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Grab, waveland. That's also fine.
Oh, I had bad tech skill anyway.
Yeah. Oh, bad jump. The crouch was good, but the jump was bad.
Yeah, the crouch. I like. This is another one. It's like, okay, I'm crouching here, and then now what? I think this is what I'm trying to get at. Is like, dash back.
Wave dash back.
Oh, wave dash.
Yeah,
back.
you just make space. It's pretty chill. You don't really you get to wave dash back here, and if he's still like in this area, whether jumping or dash dancing, then you can be like, maybe I'll throw a needle, maybe I'll charge needles, maybe I'll do something freaky, or you could like start walking forward to potentially hard read something like this jump to get a clean whiff punish, or like just pressure him in the corner or something, right? A lot of the time, the pressure, and I think this might be the disconnect, but the pressure from Sheik in this matchup doesn't come from being in the air. It comes from being on the ground. Marth is not good at hitting Sheik on the ground.
Okay, that helps actually.
Yeah.
Like, and it's because if I'm on the ground, I can shield, I can wave dash, or I can crouch. Well, probably most important is I can crouch.
Yeah, you can shield, you can crouch, and you have access to like you could dash and stuff. And it's just like Marth is not good at hitting the ground without full committing. And since you're a character that has enough like range to be able to interact with Marth when he is like doing his zoning fairs with like needles and stuff, or maybe you boost
Yeah.
grab him, right? Which is, something Fox doesn't have, which is why Marth
Mm,
gets to jump a ton against him. But against
right.
Sheik, it's like if you do something like, oh, you do a bad jump, she's gonna grab you or you're gonna eat needles, right? And so
Yeah.
then it's
That's
like, I don't want to jump all that much, so
right.
I have to dash dance. But then when he's dash dancing, he can't do anything out of his dash dance that fast, It's
Hmm.
not like he has a Sheik dash attack or like a short hop back air like Sheik or something like that, right? He
Yeah,
can't.
that's definitely a big mental disconnect for me. I notice when I'm playing is that like I always like well the three like big sort of emotional impressions I get from playing Marth are always one like I don't have an impression of his threatening range at any given time,
Mhm.
and two like I always think that he's way more threatening out of his dash or immediately out of his dash than I think he is. Even though
Mhm.
like realistically, as you said, he needs time to set up. Like he needs to set up a good spacing for his fair, or he needs to full send with dash attack or down tilt, or he needs to full send with like short hop nair or something like that.
Yeah.
And okay, but yeah,
Yeah.
that
It's like
that's
technically he could run up and grab you, but run up and grab loses to every single button you could do except for
right.
shield.
Yeah.
And which is, ends up being like a dichotomy because all of his other options beat shield or whatever, but it's like he doesn't want to run up to the Sheik right here, whiff a grab, you jump over it, empty land, grab, whiff punish, eats 80 damage.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
sounds like the worst case scenario for me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I actually ate like an insane amount of damage for jumping.
Yeah, and
So
you got cut out the air. Yeah, it's like it's just unintuitive because against other characters as Sheik, you get to jump and do delayed actions, but you
right.
don't do that. If you're jumping against Marth, it's either
Yeah.
you're so far back that his jump can't hit you, so you're hitting like a run up or something, or you're close enough to where you hit him out of his jump immediately, and you have to do like an early action. You know,
Right. Yeah.
you could also do forward tilt to hit him out of his jump early. Um,
Here. Oh,
Pretty
I
bad
jumped and
defense.
then I got to the ground.
This is a
F tilt?
crouch spot.
Oh, crouch spot.
Yeah. Mainly because he does this rising fair. You can't tell if it hit or misses. And so I like to hold down. If it misses, then you could do like crouch and then you could F tilt him out of the air or something, right? Or you could, he's probably going to do a second fair or jump to the platform and you could like react. And so it's like if he does a second fair, you just crouch punish it. And if he jumps, you could just like either, decide to read him wave landing back or double jumping with like wave dash forward action or like short
Yeah.
hop forward aerial, right? And so it's like I like crouching just because it's easier to do stuff than shield because
Mhm.
you have access to F tilt.
Yeah.
Oh. And you also didn't shield grab the fair, which is pretty bad defense.
Yes. What was I thinking? I was like, I don't. Oh, yeah. Right. There's no reason not to shield grab the fair there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That was good. Fair.
Nice. Okay. Edge guarding. Edge
Grab
guarding.
ledge.
I'll grab the ledge.
I think
Oh.
there's a tiny mistake here where you grab ledge and you're supposed to grab ledge a little bit earlier because you want Marth to be here instead
Yeah.
of here because you could actually bear him if he's falling.
Yeah. That's what I was. That's why I was saying. Like, I think like I waste a lot of time with needles. It's like the first horizontal needle charge is great because it gets them to use the double jump, and then like here it's like okay, just go back, go to the ledge now,
Yeah.
and then
Once you
yeah,
get this double jump right
it's just go to
here,
ledge.
and he cannot double jump from there to here. It's like you can
Right.
just go to ledge and then bear him.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
Like him
Yeah.
double
Instead,
jumping
like
like that
this
has a
situation
mistake.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second grounded needle was troll.
No. Also, I mean, even after you kind of like messed it up, you could have just what I probably would have done is instead of doing like a nair to send them off, I think you could just do
Land back throw.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, bad foot or bad jump.
Yeah.
No.
What was I thinking here? I was like, oh yeah, I see. I stopped so far away from him.
Yeah,
So
it could have been good if you like ran all the way forward and jumped like here. It's like, oh, he's getting pressured, and then the second jump was fine. That's like a
yes,
read on there.
I think when that sort of weird situation happens, I'm like, I don't want to get mass shield grabbed on, but like if I have a good jump timing, it should be fine. Like he would just have to get some freaky grab for him to be able to grab me in that position anyway.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I thought, dude, everything up until that random grab was fine, I thought. And then,
Mm-hmm. I think there is one misstep. Wave dash back here didn't make any sense. And now
oh yes,
instead of
yeah,
being from here to here, you're here to here, which makes it awkward when he dashes forward. Because you felt like you had to go further away.
yeah.
Um but otherwise I think dashing forward here is fine, but you missed the reaction. Instead of you like tried to run up shield and then realized he was fairing, but I feel like you could have seen that he faired way before you decided to shield. I saw he.
Oh,
That's when I
yeah,
saw that he fared, and so it's like, oh, you just run up in like Z grab.
crouch.
You could crouch too, but you could just also run up Z grab. Just like press the Z button, and it will
I'll
hit.
reach?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, because I was already running towards him.
yeah. Since you're already running, good needles, bad dash forward.
Yeah, okay, so I'm like, I think I feel bad about not dashing forward here because it feels like I'm in the corner and he could do anything he wants to me.
You are in the corner, but he cannot do anything he wants to you. Because if you crouch here, what happens is he could run up and dash attack you, but why would he do that? Does he really want to send you over here from the corner? Probably not. He probably wants to hit you over here, right? And also, if he does jump, you're crouching, you get to play a mix up, you're fine to react. If he runs up down tilts, he gets punished on hit. Anyways, it's like he doesn't actually have, from this range here to here, he doesn't actually have a good thing to hit you, especially when his goal is to hit you off stage from the corner, you know? Like, technically, he could dash attack, and that might be on the table. Maybe you'd want to shield. Shielding's also probably fine, but less desirable.
Yeah.
Um, you could he could also wave dash F smash, but that's a pretty big commitment because if he whiffs, he's getting grabbed and probably not the most desirable. Um,
1 second, hold on.
okay.
All right, I'm now back. Okay, right. So you're just saying that like here after I throw the needles, I could just crouch and nothing bad happens.
Yeah, unless he runs
Because
up and grabs you and reads you, which is
I see.
you
Am
could
I?
also
Can you
deal
go
with
back? I
that.
want to see if I'm frame disadvantaged after throwing the needles too, because that's something that happens sometimes. Is that you throw the needles on the ground?
You were.
Oh, that was probably fine.
You were a slight disadvantage.
Let's see. Should I crouch in place or run up crouch?
Crouch in place. You
Okay.
tried to run up crouch, and then you ended up in an awkward position.
Okay.
Run up crouch is technically on the table, but you have to react well out of it. And so it's like you should probably be up tilting him right now, right?
If I wanted to do that, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Run up crouch up tilt is very good at this type of spacing because guess what happens?
He gets anti-aired and
Boom.
two-hitted, and then
Yeah, this is just the most common outcome of like Marth jump after that position.
yeah.
And grab. Oh,
Watch this grab.
yeah.
You know, maybe if I take the grabs that I'm offered in this game, it's better.
Might go better.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you
Oh, I
messed
was so
up.
slow.
Huh?
That is something I miss on the fob a lot, actually, is dashes out of hits. I don't know, like, I don't know what it is, but I have to practice. I either have to practice more or change some of the settings or something like that. But getting this up tilt fair is like criminally difficult.
Yeah, I frankly I don't know.
That's fine. Oh, dude, this kind of weird positional reversal is what I'm talking about. Like, I get hit with it. Not this exact thing, but like this type of shit happens to me
Yeah,
so
where you're
often.
just getting hit out of the air for no reason, and you had no reason to be in the air or anything like that.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, well he's above me, so maybe I should go hit him. But then like I can just stay on the ground and do that with up tilt or
Yeah, you
something.
should just be either doing some grounded thing in this spot, or if you do jump, you're hitting him going to these spots.
Right. Right, because I should think about where he wants to land. So if I think he's gonna land on the ground, then I should up tilt, and if I think he's gonna go to the side, then go hit him for being on the side.
Yeah.
But don't jump in the air to hit him in the middle,
Yeah, there's
because
no
this
reason.
happens.
Yeah, it just don't
Yeah.
work like that.
Okay. Oh, he messed up,
Ooh,
but it's
yeah.
fine. Oh.
Yep.
Mm,
Air to air, awkward air to air. You just have to realize the wave dash back was, oh my god, it's freaky. The wave dash back was fine, but then you have to realize that he did this fair, and then instead of having your automatic like instinct be
jump.
to jump, you should be walking. Like I saw this, I was wave dashing back, and I was just holding buffer walk. If you're holding buffer walk, it literally sets up perfectly for you to just walk up after him doing a bad jump like that.
Yeah, and then he might actually die because he's at the ledge or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, the jump thing happened again too.
Yeah.
I guess where I'm sort of jumping to cut him off, even though.
Yeah, you have to be further forward. You can't like you can jump to cut Marth off, but the spacing that you do that is very different. Instead of it being like, why isn't it pausing? What happened? Oh, did my keyboard stop? Oh my god! 1 second, my keyboard just stopped working randomly.
That's okay.
This happens sometimes if a USB port like comes loose or something. I think.
Oh, that's Sag.
Oh.
Back throw. Oh.
Fuck, keyboard's going freaky mode.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. All right. We were a while back.
Yeah. No, before.
Even farther. I think you could probably go even farther.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
I
And then
think-
some
yes,
dumb shit
this
happens.
is it.
Yeah. Okay. So he messes up, and then yeah. Okay. I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, but if you're gonna jump, you're jumping all the way back here to specifically hit him doing run up down tilt. Or like run up overshoot grab or something. You're never really gonna try and hit him here. Because if you're gonna hit him here, why not walk forward F tilt? Or walk forward down smash,
okay.
or walk forward grab or something. Like why not intercept him here with like a move and then jump back here? Because jumping back here is safe. Jumping right here, a lot more in the mix, and you don't really need to be in the mix, you know? Fine. Good CC. Walk forward up tilt, I think, is better.
At this, does that combo this percent?
Yeah.
Oh, up tilt or walk forward up tilt?
Up
Yeah.
tilt, yeah. Walk forward up tilt.
And then up tilt fair, I guess. Yeah, that's percent combo.
If he Diaz in, you could probably do. Probably gonna fair regardless. At this percent. Oh my god. Looked like you had
So
him.
free. Why didn't I just forward air him?
Yeah, you definitely had him. You just didn't react.
Yeah.
Or were you reacted late?
I don't. Well, maybe I actually don't know. Sometimes I get vert snap on the thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So maybe I just didn't expect it. I like when watching back. I was like, why didn't I just fair him?
Yeah. You missed your reaction here. This is a narrow to shield because he's so far forward.
Yeah, I tried to narrow shield. I think that was a shield grab.
Oh wow.
Back throw.
Semi stall, bear high. Oh, you messed up. Well.
Did I stall too slow or?
You literally just killed yourself. That
Oh,
is.
well, no. Aside from that, like, would I have gotten it if I'd done it properly or no?
You should have.
I don't think so.
I think you just have to jump forward. You jump forward, and guess what? There. Right?
Dude, I miss this one all the time, and I didn't even think about the drift direction of the jump. That makes so much sense.
It's like
yeah, okay,
you have to think about how the bear comes out.
Yeah.
That's the important part. And it's like not. It's not like Marth has things to do after side being in the air at this point, right?
he can only fall.
Yeah. Technically, he can air dodge, but if he air dodges, you're just gonna hit him again anyways. You're close enough. Fair.
That's
throw needle. Okay, well that also worked out, but you definitely should throw needles if he just has no option other than to fall.
Oh, because he already uses jump. Yeah.
No
and
jump.
He falls
Side
into
beams right above, and he's dead anyways. But he is significantly more dead with less tech skill necessity.
Yeah.
That was good.
All sick.
Yeah.
And then what do I do after needles? I think I walk forward or something. I don't know.
Probably don't agree with the needles because you could have seen that he was dashing forward.
Yeah. Oh, in the sense that if he like, well, wait. Tell me. Sorry, can you talk a little more about why? Like, can he jump over the needle, for example? Will that
Well, it's
work?
like just look at where he is in his dash. By the time you're actually on your wave dash, you'd be getting hit by dash attack right now. You know why are
Yeah.
you why
Okay.
are you thinking about needling? Right.
Yeah. Good point.
I think if you're gonna needle, you'd have to realize after the up tilt that he was dashing away. So it'd be like wave dash back up tilt, he was dashing away, throw needle instantly.
Okay. I think. Yeah. I think it's like here. I'm thinking. I'm it's like I'm moving away and then I see him dash I see him like start dashing. I'm like, okay, he's going to start dash dancing now, so find some way to needle. But there's like so many reaction points before that.
Yeah.
So
I think a big part of this matchup too is like being very intentional with the direction you're facing and having your movement reflect that. Because right now you have no reason to not be facing forward. So why would you dash back to set up when you could wave dash back to set up, right? So even if you wanted to
yeah,
like
right, because it's like I have to think about like forward tilt, fair, boost grab,
needle,
and like if I face backwards, back air's my only thing really.
yeah, and it's like
Crouch, I guess.
mainly just because needle is literally the most important thing right now at zero. Needle and grab, and so it's like I want needle because grab's probably not going to happen, and so why not
Yeah.
just wave dash back to set up a spacing, and then you get needles for free instead of it being
Yeah.
like dash back, dash forward, wave dash down, burn needle, ends up being
Yeah,
kind of
which is like
freaky.
a lot complicated. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like as much as like Marth doesn't want to have his back turned to you, you don't really want to be close in with your back turned either because it's really awkward to play out spots like this where you're
Nice.
dashing back and he's jumping and you're like, well, I mean, I guess I could dash forward, but it won't really be at the timing I want it to be. And then if
Yeah,
I
because
could
that's
jump,
what happened.
yeah,
Yeah, I like dash forward into his down tilt and nothing like I mean nothing terrible happened to me, but also
yeah.
I didn't get anything out of it either.
But it's like you could have literally, instead of dashing back, wave dash back and just been like, I feel comfortable moving forward at the timing I want to.
Mm, okay, this is informative. I think a reason why I dash back a lot is because I'm not really. It goes back to the down tilt grab thing. Like I'm just worried about him like ripping it and just grabbing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I feel the need to be flexible with my dash, but it actually matters a lot that I can F tilt hit. Like it matters a lot that that I'm able to F tilt or needle him. Like those are huge things for me to be able to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
And it's not, I think you can dash back, but
Mm,
you can literally like if you're gonna dash back, you have to dash back and then reposition instead of it being like I'm gonna dash back and then go for my whiff punish or something like that or my pressure. It's just like too awkward. And the way that you could have
yeah.
set that up could have been more efficient to like achieve
Okay.
that initially. Nice. Oh, tilt. That's fine. Front of crouch. That's fine. You messed up
Did
because you
I
rolled, but
miss or something or?
you had bad
Oh,
X scope, but then you also shielded for some reason, which is the problem. Because it's totally fine to run up crouch and then get hit and be like, oh, well, I guess I'm too far. And then just go back to playing neutral. That's fine. That's par for the course.
sure. So what does neutral look like in this position? I guess like am I just like I'm just in place and then I get to either wave dash back or walk forward or
You mean after the fair hits?
yeah, like so like let's say I'm not shielding here or whatever. Like I can't hit him, he can't hit me, really. Uh and like I guess from this position, yeah, I don't really I guess if I don't shield, well obviously I don't want to shield because there's no reason to, but like
You could dash
I,
forward
yeah.
and you could either decide to like run extra far and try and boost grab, him doing dash forward, dash back. You could you could run, crouch stop in the middle here, and then like either jump back to read something or like up tilt in place or like just hold crouch. Um, or you could wave dash back and then start setting up position, whether it be like I'm going to start needling here or I'm going to wave dash back and then like walk forward or like just, look. Um,
Okay.
and that's about it. It's literally just either dash forward or wave dash back.
Right. Yeah, I think Okay, that makes sense.
Hmm.
I don't know. That seems normal. It's just okay. Nothing crazy. Okay.
This is a good
Okay,
run of
there it's
crouch.
like I saw him jump from farther away, so like in my head I'm like, this is a spot to run crouch, but it clearly went wrong, so let's talk about it, I guess.
I
Well,
mean,
I
I
wave
think
dash
this run.
first.
I think the run crouch is fine. I think everything about
Really?
this is pretty typical and normal. You just have to be good at reacting to the times when you run crouch and Marth drifts past you. And you could either
Right, so
yeah, you could either smash
so
turn on
then
the
what
crouch
how does
grab.
the situation play out, I guess?
I
Tilt
mean,
F tilt behind me or
you could smash turn grab,
oh yeah, okay. That
or
would work.
you could dash away and then reposition to be facing forward in this position.
Sure.
Oh, after the side B,
Yeah, I thought I had an idea, but I didn't know what to do. Drop air? Or double jump nair,
I
I guess,
think
because I haven't.
you have time to do that because
I don't know.
he's at the spacing where you could grab ledge. So I think what you actually have to do is you could just neutral get up, wave dash back to edge.
I didn't even think about that. Forward air.
Grab ledge.
Hey,
Oh,
grab
you grab
ledge.
ledge
Oh,
late.
so late.
You have to grab ledge super early. Remember, it's the thing I was talking about where it's like if you can't grab like
That's right.
you want to have this is the angle because guess what? That's where your bear comes out. You know.
Yeah.
You want to create that angle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Fine.
Oh, that's good.
I think the needles were a bit greedy. Should have
Oh,
waited.
really?
It's like you wave dash back, and it's like I don't know. I don't know what it is, but in my heart of hearts, I knew that I wanted to be actionable for something.
Mm.
But then you weren't actionable when you did the dash tag, and then instead of getting a kill, you got 8%.
Yeah, why did I needle here? Why did I didn't think he was gonna dash attack.
Makes sense.
What did I think he was gonna do? I mean, I don't think it's about the principle anyway. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, bad drift forward. You have to drift
He gave me
back.
the ledge for free. I should have gone to the ledge.
Yeah.
But, okay. Oops.
ADT. Fair.
Oh, the jump thing almost had the troll. I almost got trolled again. Oh, I can do better than this, I think.
You should just grab ledge. Just jump.
Yeah,
middle.
I agree.
Grab ledge. Sheik doesn't.
I thought he would be close enough to get the Marth killer, the roll set up on the Marth killer. But
You just don't. Sheik doesn't need the Marth killer because she's so good from the ledge already. Like if
yeah,
you literally just grab ledge, he's not. He can't live. Can't. You just Sammy stall and call it a day.
Yeah.
And you get the same exact position as if you're Marth killing. And so it's like, why not do the thing that like is more direct?
Yes.
Is fine. Oh, you didn't realize you had the tech chase. There's fine. Grab ledge. Works. Oh, you did not.
Oh, I meant to kneel turnaround.
This is a position where you have to neutral. So
Yeah, I don't know anything about neutral getting in that guard.
And then it's like he's side being in the freaky spot, and you're like, well, I don't want to give up ledge, but I am not able to like decide to hit him. You didn't decide to hit him like instantly off grabbing ledge, and so then it's like you have to neutral get up and then let him like fall past or whatever.
It ended up working out, but yeah, I understand. It could have ended up in a really troll situation.
Oh my god, supplement in there. Fine. Run of crouch would have been better, but it's also fine.
Oh.
Good CC, but bad out of action. Yeah, just grab him.
Yeah.
Up tilt.
Tilt?
Oh, you meant.
I meant up tilt. I swear I meant to up tilt. No.
Why aren't you CCing? You're not CCing any of the down tilts. You get hit by one. I'm run up down or run up crouching. I know 100 million quadrillion % he's doing something freaky, and then you try and F tilt, and it's like, oh, you could just literally CC grab the worst down tilt ever. You don't die though. Oh, you missed your punish on it. That jump was a bit greedy. I probably would have thought about doing run up crouch, and then reacting to his jump with like down tilt to like anti-air him, and then get down tilt fair kill or whatever.
There seems to be a common theme of I'm jumping from really far spacings.
Yeah. Oh, that's needles are kind of greedy, but the wave dash back is really good.
Because he's already in my face. Yeah.
You just don't. Yeah, you don't have any space to work with. You're needling point blank. If you really wanted to, you would walk forward F tilt after the down tilt and ruin your life. You know.
Yes.
It's like it's sus. Nice, you got out. Basic forward. Oh. That was unfortunate. Yeah, ledge dash dash back doesn't really work like that.
Mm. Oh, yeah, because he's just down tall or whatever.
I think dash back is too ass.
It's edge.
Should be fine. Not if you drift that
Oh,
way. You're dead.
I'm dead. Okay, this was productive. There's lots of things I don't understand about. I think we covered like actually so many concepts today that
Mhm.
like I can't even remotely summarize them.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, the big thing that will help a lot just to think about. You want, if you have the opportunity to, you probably want to be facing forward because it gives you access to your most options intuitively. Needle being
Yeah.
the most important one. Um, so being efficient with your movement to make sure you can be facing forward is important. Um, Run up
And by
crouch.
efficient you mean like use dashes when I want to position with a fair or like transition into a wave dash if I want to like F tilt or something, or if I am trying, or if I like have to, I guess like or if I like have to move somewhere by dash wave dashing or something, like understanding that I'm setting up so I need more time to create whatever spacing I want or something. I don't like
I
I'm trying to get a sense of like what you mean by like efficiently move facing forward.
Efficient just means in the least actions possible, you get to the position you want to be in, which is
Sure.
important because, say, like, the example that came up was being efficient in terms of your movement was you did dash back and then dash forward, wave dash down to end up in the same spot where you could have wave dash back. And you did that
Okay.
because you wanted to face forward and you also wanted to move backward, right?
Right.
Like that is kind of what I mean by efficient, where it's like
Yeah.
you want to do the least amount of actions, take the least amount of time, but still be facing forward, you know?
Got it.
Um, and then there's the jump stuff. If you're gonna jump, jump further back or really close. Jumping in the middle doesn't make sense because you have things like crouch, shield, forward tilt, you know. Um, as for needles, I think needle from further away. You're needling really close right now, and I think, and the easiest way to set it up is wave dash back, so you get further away to where the needles make more sense.
Right.
But yeah, definitely needle from further away. There's also a little, just as like a side note, a little mix up that comes back is a lot of people see Sheik wave dash back and they're like, oh, he's gonna start charging needle, and so then you could use that as like a bait opportunity to like intercept them. So like wave dash back, run forward, boost grab catches people who are autopilot, just checking if you
Yeah.
wave dash back. They're trying to read needle. Um,
Right.
um, Edge guarding, grab ledge earlier.
You grabbed it earlier, yeah.
If it's like if Marth is really far away, and he saves his double jump or whatever, and then he could like double jump to ledge, then maybe there's some like, there's different qualities in
Yeah.
terms of how you'd want to grab ledge. But if he just cannot grab ledge, there's no reason not to grab the ledge as early as possible
Right.
because it lets you intercept him earlier on potentially, and then still have reasonable refresh spacings against everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Or not spacings, timings. Um, and then practice CC punishes.
Yeah.
Read down tilt with CC. Um, and then yeah, I don't know. Crouch is your best friend.
Yes. Okay. Hold on. Crouch in place. I think there were a lot of situations where I could have actually just crouched in place, and I didn't like even like for some reason it's built into it's like auto wired into my brain that I should be run up crouching or even walk crouching, but actually there were tons of spots where just crouching in place was quite good,
Mm-hmm.
and I could have done something out of it like F tilt or dash forward or okay. Yeah, I think the upload will probably help me a lot because I can try to take all the different notes. But
Okay.
okay, thank you again. This was matchup is hard, but it's crazy because like I didn't do that many good things, and yet I still probably could have just won by edge guarding like a tiny bit better.
Yeah, I
So
agree. Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. Have a good rest of your week.
Yep. All right. See you, dude.
Later.